решил попробовать Диско Элизиум. Я в эту игру не играл, я не знаю про что она, но я не наслышан. Так что посмотрим, что здесь, почему здесь, и почему мои знакомые считают это одной из лучших игр в сценарном плане. Мне интересно. Причем знакомые, которые в то же время... Да. Это я забыл сделать. Я не знаю, насколько она долгая. Так что я пока поставил Day One. Хотя это Night One. Я вроде сделал. Оно должно работать. Так вот. Чё, погнали? Я не знаю, на самом деле она какая-то такая по музыке она странновато-депрессивная. Но посмотрим. Так, сейчас. Спасибо, Вов. Запись будет на Ютубе, если что. В любом случае. Так, ну что, новая игра? Блин, она громкая на самом деле. Я ее потише сейчас сделаю. Она очень громкая почему-то. Как-нибудь вот так вот пусть будет. Так, а чё здесь? Спортсмен. Подожди, музыка. Не, нормально, пусть она вот так вот будет. Создать своего персонажа. Я, наверное, своего буду делать. Или взять на РП что-нибудь. Давай своего попробуем. Интеллект, насколько вы умны. Но тут проблема встает именно в... Тут проблема встает именно в... Именно в том, что нужно вообще в этой игре. То есть, как в Fallout, например, интеллект на единицу фаново только на одно там прохождение конкретное, то оно задалбывает. Обычно интеллект — это имба. Психика. Насколько вы эмоционально восприимчивы. Средняя. Физиология, ваша мускулатура, насколько вы сильны, слабо. Это ужасно. Да. Насколько я проворен. Но мне показывает. Ну, допустим, я на 6 возьму, да, а тут неплохо так сделано, что... Или подожди, или как это? Нет, тут именно 5 очков осталось, да, то есть тут вот так вот. Тут не как в Коттере втором и первом, что после, например, 12 забираю 2 очка. После 14 3, после 16 2. Тьфу, 4 вообще там. Не знаю, просто конкретно делать... значит, насколько вы эмоционально восприимчивы? Типа... Я не хочу такого персонажа делать, но в то же время я бы хотел, чтобы было 6-3-3-3. Но так нельзя. Либо можно пожертвовать вот этой штукой. Я все равно, если я слаб физиологически, то... Хотя на единицу это вообще плохо. Наверное, даже бегать не сможет. Ну, например, персонаж. А психика на 1 тоже плохо. Моторика. Восприятие, реакция. Что будет, если на 4? Мне почему-то хочется на 6 интеллекте попробовать, но мне кажется, я очень многое упущу, если я что-то тут не сделаю. С другой стороны, на единицу тоже, наверное, не хочется ставить. Ладно, давай так посмотрю. 3-3-3-3 это вообще плохо, мне кажется. Это ужасно в огромном большинстве вообще РПГ. Психика. Ну, тут только так получается. Ладно, хер с ним. Погнали так. Меня смущает, что здесь какое-то размытие, блин, странно идет. Навыки. Тут я вообще не шарю. Что это? Сила воли. Стойкость. Координация. Да, задействуйте все свои знания, удивляйте эрудицией. Удивлять эрудицией — это не мое. Совершать искусство убеждения. Я вообще не знаю, какой план. Мое сообщение на проверку ушло. Ну, добро пожаловать в чат. Совершенствуйте искусство убеждения. Наслаждайтесь ожесточенными интеллектуальными баталиями. Нет, переиграйте всех. Врите, но не дайте обмануть. Не мое. Я не знаю, кого я буду ролплеить, себя. Но у меня точно тогда бы интеллект не на 6 был. Какой-нибудь мудак на 6, который будет, типа... Ну тогда это сноб конкретно должен быть. Он должен быть умен. Коронный навык — это энциклопедия тогда. Вассерман, короче. Я надеюсь, я все правильно сделал. И там нельзя было еще что-то выбрать. Демоны ярости живут в зеркалах, они здесь как дома, даже в самой прозрачной воде можно утонуть, если она глубока. Отлично. Древний рептильный мозг, что? Просто не существовать дальше. Нет ничего вообще. Теплая первобытная тьма. В ней броет твое сознание, где-то там. Не тяжелее ячменного зернышка. Все, тебе никогда не нужно ничего делать. Вообще никогда. Never, ever, ever, baby. Boy, блин. Просто не существует ничего. Шикарно. Еще кого бывших?
And shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Не, я хотел узнать про бывших. Бывшая любовь, бывшая нежность.
It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of Pelagic Zone.
Нырни со мной в абисса Пелагиаль. Нет, я хочу сойти, я люблю боль и жгучий свет и хотеть от людей того, что они не хотят не давать. Ну, 2, допустим. Олли. Жены нет, конечно. Ночной поезд удивительно. Билет в оба конца до тишины, пожалуйста. Ну я же сноб, я буду один говорить. Не замолкай, пой, вспомни песню смерти. Somewhere in the soul, bloated man meet around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music. Мать моя женщина, да мне же на шею голова присажена, а я внутри нее. The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound. Это дисторшн. Не, нормально дисторшн. Мотокарета куприки. Somehow Palpatine has returned. Ё-моё. Ой-ля. Ну это Unity. Бля, да я запущенный. А что, мышкой управлять? Не, можно на клавиш. Найс. Штаны клёш, огонь.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Так, я сноб, я люблю бухать или нет? Навряд ли, я же поймальчик. Я не буду пить. Чтобы исследовать. Я, наверное, я подвину сейчас вебку, короче, куда-нибудь сюда. По крайней мере, там никакой инфы нет. А, тут подсвечивать можно и все. Ля, отдай.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan. the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Эквилибристик. Потянуть за лампочку. За какую лампочку? За вот эту или за вот эти две? Почему вентилятор такой себе? Ну, можно схватить, в принципе, успеть. Что там оно прям с краю?
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade.
Я понял. Хорошо. Я не буду сейфскамить тогда.
What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie.
Я хочу прям вот так вот пройти. Ну, правда, если это будет зависеть от жизни или смерти, я не буду. То есть я буду перезагружаться, сейвить и все такое. В тебе в руке воистину тошнотворный галстук, на нем 4 или 5 разных узоров. Узел смахивает на висельный. О, да. Жги, кто на новенького. Ну, я скучный сноб, да, ладно. Жалко. Ладно. То есть я отрубил... А, нет, я снял нормально. Так. Возьму эту штуку. Это мой пальто. Диско Блейзер. Нихера себе, блин. Да я же Макс Пейн. Почему у меня окно разбито?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Нет размер дыры. Это оружие? Дробовик какой-нибудь. Бля.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
Потому что не...
You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it?
Ну нет, не с меня, а забрал вот странная вешалка для ботинков. Кто это делает вообще? Ну, кто-то пришел и снял, и бросил. Ну, скорее, ладно, скорее всего, это я. Да, потому что я не пью.
The cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Ладно. Да, ну хорошо, что я не себя отыгрываю, потому что у меня похмелья нет. Я не страдаю от похмелья. Даже если я там выпью 5 пинт чего-то крепкого, то мне все равно его нет. Как так получается? К сожалению, на самом деле, я бы хотел хотя бы один раз проснуться с похмельем, не помнить ничего вообще. Но ничего не получается.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same
Но это точно не я.
that founds empires and lays waste to cities? virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the vague impression of a man.
Так закрой.
Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Это классно, это хорошо. То есть я тут не вижу себя. Я только вижу себя вот отсюда, а здесь я не могу на себя посмотреть. Отличный рисунок, кстати. Да, протереть
As you
зеркало.
slowly reach your abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Да в смысле?
Behold,
Гигачат. Смотри. Ха-ха, смотри. Бля, ну это жестко, конечно. Чем такой красный, блин. Ну, эту картинку я видел, ладно.
you have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Это что?
Whatever it is, at least it's dead now. There's clearly
Huh?
no mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face?
Просто
Please
есть.
stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
Нет.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off.
Блин, я, наверное, все равно время от времени себя буду отыгрывать. Хотя я попытаюсь еще
What
ролплеить.
does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Суперзвездно. Боюсь, оно для дам. Ща, это гримаса боли, да. Я сноб, поэтому
You
я
might have
4
been
отвечу.
10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Да почему? Я нормально выгляжу, хотя здесь я бледный. Невозможно. Электрохимия 3, низкий шанс. 13 надо выкинуть. Подожди, мне, возможно, 18. Нет, тут 12. 7 надо выкинуть. А тут... А что такого? 3 выкинуть.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Ну окей. Так, ключ. Типа я не могу? Или пока рано? Или что? Ну хотя бы вентиль закрой, ё-моё, чё вода-то идет? А как мне на балкон-то выйти? Ладно. Так. О, нормально ходит, смотри. Так он без обуви. А, погоди. Он реально в одном ботинке. На столе что-то есть. Я иду... Чё это? Ботинок, смотри. Все, я теперь модник. Музон
There they
классный.
both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet, like
Господи.
two baby crocodiles.
Как сидят?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Отлично. Ля.
Hello, officer.
Здрасте.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. A silver
она
jumpsuit
курит.
falls off her
Нет, не
like
моя
scale
история.
armor, sparkling. This is the
Это
sparkle of two
красный флаг, ред флаг, ред флаг. Это блеск целой череды топорных вечеринок. Так, ну я сноб, но мне надо как-то... Я явно не понимаю, что происходит, поэтому мне надо как-то... Раз она говорит начальник, то... Она явно меня знает, ёба, а я ее не знаю. Все, иди к черту. Музон классно играет. Трамплемон. Ладно, изучаем пока. Может, еще раз попробовать, типа, можно? Ё-моё, погоди, это что? А, без рубашки, что ли? А на что я надел до этого ее? Блин. Может, еще раз в зеркало посмотреть?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Блин, ладно. Я все еще улыблюсь. Блин, ну 72% и мне не прокнуло, это, конечно, сильно. Чё, куряга?
Officer. No. Because you're a police officer, sir.
Уверен.
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
Мисс танцовщица аранская, привет.
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must
Блин,
have
ну, то
heard
есть все
something.
равно за пьяницу играю. Ну, такое, типа, ладно. Не, я точно не пил. Это меня напоили, это мой ботинок выбросили. Это я ни при чем. Что ты ее хочешь физически? Нет. Ладно, давай попробуем.
The words have already
Отлично.
left your mouth.
Хорошо. Нет. Не хочу.
What was that? It's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on. Say it again. Come on, man. Pretty please. One more time. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you?
Яков суперзвезда. Ляна, говорить какой-то танцовщице, что я не знаю, что я коп. Вот эта опция
Don't
отличная.
be. It was funny. And anyway, who gives a shit? Who gives a... So what if you can't pull grade A pussy anymore? There are other things in life. More meaningful, more fitting for a man your age. This is Fata Morgana. One thing, though. It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me.
Блин.
And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
Длинный окурок. Блин, ладно, пойдем за ней.
The door is closed.
Ладно, я буду думать в следующий раз, что я несу. Это хорошо. Так, в смысле, это отель какой-то?
There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Ну, сноп так сноп,
The
поехали.
door is mute and indifferent. Your despair is a joke. Still no answer. Still nothing. Still nothing. This door can only be opened with a key. Still nothing.
Блин. Че, вниз спускаться? Типа, тут я все прошел. Не. Ладно, погнали. А, тут можно вот так вот делать. Может, дабл-кликом, короче, все. Здорово.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Это же больше поморник, да?
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
Я коп, с кем... Не, это слишком... В смысле приятель?
Pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. A competent looks like. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol.
Тебе помочь мне как-то?
Your buddy, why don't you go and talk to him?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Блядь, ну я что-то не хочу больше за сноба играть. А в чем разница? Ну я должен знать, в чем разница, понятно.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
А может вы прикатили, сняли тело, раскрыли убийство и не разнесли номер меня? Так там номер убийцы, типа, чтобы... Я ничего этого не делал.
You're right, you didn't, and it's only taken you 3 days not to. No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
Что-то как-то... Спой что-нибудь. На-на-на-на-на, на-на-на-на-на, на. На-на-на-на-на-на, на-на-на-на-на-на.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Utterly. And it needs to be heard. Through a PA system.
Да.
By other people. You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
Раскачать народ.
Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound.
Да, ёпт, ни хера
You have to find
подобного.
something tragic to sing first, though.
Почему я должен петь трагичное что-то, если моя внутренняя империя мне говорит петь что-то? Я не хочу. Есть текст какой-нибудь?
The man plucks at
Не хочет. Ну, щипай свою курицу. Нихера себе, я Шерлок Холмс. Мадам.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Так, что у нас?
a bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his...
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath.
Промолчать.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Манагер плохой человек.
Is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Продумал,
Good.
конечно.
But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Нет.
So, the body is still in the tree.
Хотя, может быть, я не помню.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Что ты так уверен, что я из полиции?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
Блет. Но что если я убийца?
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it.
Угу.
But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the rat squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes.
Это же просто белый прямоугольник.
Just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West.
Ревашер.
I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
А разве мне нужно какое-то типа
You
удостоверение?
mean you don't have a badge?
Я полицейский из полиции. Когда я проснулся, не был.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence.
Но я ничего не
I
помню.
can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our number one concern.
Ну, ладно, пойдем.
To you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Я.
Her eyes move up and down your person as though taking your measurements. Her attention is scientific.
Кто это тут зайка?
Why, you are, officer.
А может, и правда?
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
Не знаю, может быть, так что нашел.
You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides.
Ну, это не... Ладно, все,
You
хватит.
must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Patty just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Головач.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Че, серьезно? Она же в кресле. А вы, похоже, в кресле, блин.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower
Да
half.
знаю я.
Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Гранат выдавали.
No, dear. I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty.
Ходили в горы.
Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Revacholian flag on some figurative peak.
Чем
I
вы
was a
занимались?
training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays. No problem.
Не уверен, зовите ли вы, но я вообще не знаю, что я делаю.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. Oh my. You know where we are, right?
У меня на ключах написано.
Right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes. We're in Martinez, on the coast of Revachol.
Что за
How
ревошел?
would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I.
Там этот... как он называется? Плейбой. Почему-то хочу назвать. Какой плейбой? Пинг. Короче, Space Cadet тут.
I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Я знаю одно, близ конец времен. Написано 51-го, 973. Она сказала, что она не воевала, потому что это было давно. Но я не знаю, это происходит в реальном времени или нет. Ну, то есть в нашем, в 2000-м. Но...
Perhaps, dear. Perhaps. But
Нет,
for
все-таки
now, it's
весна
just the spring
51.
of 51.
The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad?
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Диктатура пролетариата. Нами правят копы. Ну, сорта.
Nope. Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven.
Альянс с коалицией управляет. Без правительства.
Buying is voting.
Окей, если нет правительства, откуда копы?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
For fuck's sake. Что это?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different.
Это
The rest of the
Тропика.
world
Тропика
didn't
7.
like it,
Я
so they
понял.
came and ended it.
Я так и подумал.
This was 42 years ago. Of course, sweetie, I really don't know how to explain it better. Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a
Брать
wealthy
или
person
не
in
брать, я
Martinez.
не хотел бы, но погнали.
Whatever do you mean?
Дай дамбл покатай.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Погнали.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down.
Ты же не Найлус.
Perhaps another time. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
What do you want to know?
Я вообще ничего не
Maybe you
помню.
can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
Вообще ничего не
Do you
знаю.
want me to brief you?
Да.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
Мгм.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Кто звонил?
To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police.
Что такое РГМ?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
А, гражданский.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Super useful to know this. No.
That's right. I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Чё?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Я участник неоднократной
Better
амнистии.
still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Да, это актуальная информация.
Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Бля, какой.
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The
Чего?
deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Я играю в игру, с которой начинается вот это вот все. То есть, которая начинается с этого, конечно.
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to
Может,
guess
девушка
it just so happens there's a beautiful blonde 19-year-old woman at the heart of this case. A rich one, in fact, part of a murder sex cult.
The weary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Actually, it does have to be murder. This is a murder investigation, but we digress.
Ладно, все,
It
хватит.
can still be an otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even.
О, нет,
He's
все.
basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit, then hit him with it.
Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation. What do you want to know?
На тебе очки.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been.
A bit
Ладно.
of pride to him.
На тебе очки.
Correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Ну, типа очки это круто.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
Ну да.
You could use a good, normal pair yourself.
Расскажи тайну.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow.
Чё?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is...
Something the matter?
What's going on?
Ладно.
The
Хорошо.
lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through. We all have our different mediums.
Ладно.
Let's change the subject.
Я заметил, что ты за мной.
Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You misplaced your badge. I cannot let you act in the name of the arsenal.
Я знаю, что такое РГМ.
Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to
The lieutenant is pretty sure self-care is just a euphemism for nihilistic binge drinking.
Ладно, погнали. Четко мы не взяли в напарники. Unfortunately. Кто-то работает. Зафет. Ладно, погнали. Снимем, да? Да, там гайд на сложное достижение в игре. Но меня, кстати, не беспокоит достижение вообще. Чего? Я выйти хочу. Зима там идет, а мы в таком... В такой одежде.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are
Привет.
you interested in a new and exciting book? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
Че ты стоишь на
I'm
холоде?
signaling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Тебе разве не надо в школу
I do
ходить?
my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Школа фигня,
Mum
забей.
says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
Она как и закалить может, так и сломать его. Так что... Будь аккурат.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go,
Скулы жопы.
well, they run out of money and have to stop doing business.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. Don't really know what's there. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
Я сомневаюсь, что спрашивать все это хорошая идея. Паштеты. Блин, у подруги кота Паштет зовут. Вспомнилось. Так, давай снимать его.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Семья вообще никак не пройдет, да?
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth.
Не получилось. Да ладно, чё ты, блин? Не
Too late.
получилось.
It's impossible to keep in until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and you're
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
О, не. Повышать давление, говно вопрос.
If you can handle the headache, some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor. Sure you do. You just threw up a lot. I can't handle the headache.
It's more
Да, я
likely
тоже.
you can handle the smell, unlike you.
There is freight nearby, east of the hostel. There's a greenhouse.
Да давай снимать его.
Pretty clever.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Нет, больше меня не вырвет.
Kuno's got this.
Снять тело, тут еще квест. В ковид настолько отрубилось мнение, что я не чувствовал на штырь вообще. Я при панических атаках юзал, когда мне казалось, что это сознание теряю на шатырь. В принципе, нормально, но есть свои такие побочки, которые мне не понравились, поэтому я решил просто психосоматикой заняться и саморефлексией. Оно лучше помогло. В долгосроке, так сказать.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Там нормальный, в принципе. Это, блин, вот у него тут шапка, у меня шапки тут нет. Че за Куна на Пакимпи. Это эстонский? На Пакимпи. Пару слов пац. А, или это девах вот это, вот это вот, да, это пацан. Да. The fuck,
is
чел.
sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
На него такой ливерпульский акцент, можно сказать.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Сочное чего?
I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Да?
Yeah, Kuno! Ride the lightning, Kuno!
Kuno's riding it, see?
Да, какой же у него акцент жесткий.
Rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a guy.
Что мы будем делать?
Fuck no! Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit. The fuck? fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got. Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
Чича.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno. Pig's choking. He's totally choking.
Я сейчас заклачу, блин.
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
The usual being, have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or have you seen anything suspicious?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Это он про нас. Ну, первое впечатление — огонь. Мне хотя бы не приходится... Но порог вхождения низкий достаточно. То есть... Ну, он не низкий прям на дне, но он такой... Норм. То есть нужно поднапрячься немного. Но в целом кайфово. Я могу так долго сидеть тут.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Looks like you're a fagari now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonism.
Kuno's fucking. Kuno uses the fucking for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone. You're testing Kuno's patience here.
А что ты мне сделаешь? Для кинцелевый. Фагари я понял, что такое. Это несложно понять, как раз таки. Так. Я пойду.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Пошел нахуй. Kuno does not fucking care.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toe. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4.
Хера
Standard work
больше.
boot, number 45 or 46. You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
Мгм.
5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44.
Number 9 large.
6. An aberration, light as air, impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gate is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it. And the 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
Охереть, я умный.
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother.
How many?
400 миллионов. Блин.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? 200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Без сознания.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between a woman or a kid. Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? A drummer only uses the right foot for the kick drum. You're right, it's stupid.
Нет, не только право. Есть двойные педали для бочки.
Perhaps it could be a driver.
Ну и плюс, даже если не двойная педаль, то левая педаль используется для хай-хета, поэтому нет. Педаль газа ведь справа. Ну и что? А слева сцепление.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? You're right. Let's keep a low profile. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashok. 7 days below.
Havashok.
The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last one day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have...
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. The lieutenant's eyes narrow.
Еще
He's
сильнее.
thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
Погнали. Чё тут? Так может там как раз таки ребенок залез, повесил, типа. Магний. Магний это круто. Магний это круто. Здорово, 204.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I... Of course. What can I help you with? Sure. I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache. Of course.
Тающий снег. Найс. Убирается. Так. А, ну то есть прям заюзать так нельзя, я так понимаю. Может сразу погнать и спросить по рации, с другой стороны, в мотокарете. В его мотокарете. А где твоя мотокарета? Ля, тут митинг. Вот это? Иномарк. Эй,
Yes?
слева внизу мотокорит.
A Stars Riker, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie. Not many people outside of Grad. And
Estash Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
no, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously Zephyr and...
That's, well, yes, exactly. More or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Or
Получилось.
they said it was an honor killing. Hussar style.
Входы в гостиницу слева внизу. А, да?
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Во. Это по ролплею.
That's so, officer. I'll take you at your word. I try to avoid drawing far-going conclusions like these before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated. People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that. 4 years for murder in reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Yes, detective?
Черт кореша лучше.
Okay. I'm not going to honor kill anyone.
Ну, как говорил Дуров,
But I've seen
белосиний
it
никого не
in white.
бесит.
It's much better that way.
Ну, окей, останется при своем. Но мне насрать. Сейчас пятнаю. Блев. Может, так получится. Нет, тут надо, видимо, обойти как-то. Да, я понимаю, что ты говоришь, но я просто исследую. Ладно, ничего тут такого нет. Так.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and
А, так это он приехал, получается, вначале.
57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle.
Для чего?
This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Нахер мне инструмент?
The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Lieutenant. Lieutenant.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Огнеход с прием. Дельта 10.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in, over.
Почему тут одни
The
французы?
man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
Не, я знаю только 10-4.
10-4 message received. 10-5 relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18 state your message, sir.
Жесть.
10-9 over.
Повторить?
10-4 message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Отлично, я знаю свое имя, и меня зовут Дик.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
А?
Dick Mullen is not your
Нет?
name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
Блядь, ладно.
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be
Блин.
dicks for this.
Меня не Дик зовут.
The light officer Vicmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Over.
Mullen dicked us.
I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
Holy fuck.
Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most
Это
definitely
охеренно.
gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun.
Не потерял. Удостоверение важнее.
Lying over the phone, it's easy. Just
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the captain. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running
В
around with it.
смысле? Я думал, они мне новый дадут.
We were glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance. Over. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you.
wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
Нет, не
10-4,
один, я
sir.
знаю.
I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over. 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
What? What is it? What can he possibly still want from us?
He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call him by his name.
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive. That's new. Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics. What? What is it?
He wants to verify.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Revacholian Cavalry Force.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over. Then, excuse me, sir. Over. No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life. 10-4, well, that's,
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on it?
He asked if he ever told me.
For God's sake, cut this shit out!
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar says... So, was there anything else? Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Блин. Короче, зря я это делал, походу, ну ладно. Ну, хотя квест закрылся.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clips.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. It's robust, weatherproof, and lets you see things. The prime useful for the handles. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The white suede feels luxurious under. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC.
Окей. Ладно. Ну, погнали тогда обратно. Чё. Я думал, они мне новый вышлют там, типа, подождать денек-два и, типа, не знаю. Спускаю его.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white. The ammonia only makes it worse. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Да, ладно. Это будет долго.
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably hard. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too. That's probably a good idea. Clear our heads. But before we can do that, you need to get your shit together.
Чё мы тряпка?
No, it's not, officer. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it with special bonuses.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Ты тряпка. Это не коллекционник полицейского, но я ничего с этим сделать не могу. Собери яйца в кулак и держи не менее 30 минут. Сделай нечто подобное с полушарием своего мозга. Покури с людьми, вдруг поможет. Погнали. Че, опять с тобой болтать?
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
The city's too large for him to have left, but he wasn't here either. So where was he?
Told you, pig bacon. Kuno doesn't do regional. Kuno's been to places you wouldn't dream of. Fucking Mesk, or I don't know, some other place.
Night City.
Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Night City, серьезно.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You haven't been where Kuno's been. You haven't been in Kuno's head. You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know what Kuno's been fucking up to?
Don't tell him that, Kuno. It's lame.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno's City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If
you're testing Kuno's patience here,
get lost.
Фагот. Тут как Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Так.
I can't believe it's snowing again.
Нет, херово быть тобой,
It
чё.
felt like springtime just a few days ago. Of course. Where to? There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too. Some shops and a bridge. The just coast. There's a little fishing village there. What do you mean? We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think.
Okay.
No problem.
Чё тут? Надо был помочь. Точно. Что-то тупанул. С херов ли я разозлился и кинул ботинком в окно? Интересно. Бинокль словно. Тут вообще жопа. Здорово. Нихера ты огромный. Херо, наверное. Слышите это?
Welcome to crime, romance,
Ooh,
and
ёпт.
biographies of famous people. My name is Plaisance.
Плесанция.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl?
Бля, веди ее оттуда.
Did you talk to her?
Да.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Блин, если я скажу единица, она же ее заберет. Ну и херово же будет.
My
Здесь будет.
precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Ну, поступаешь ты с ней
Mind
неправильно.
your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Главное, что я тебе это
ignorant
сказал.
is the way she copes with criticism.
Мгм.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Ну, сколько ты
Good,
платишь?
sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I...
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more
А
developed
какая же она...
Those countries will realize they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
Ты-то чё, тебя все устраивает?
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
Нет.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Сейчас 56. А мне вот это вот обхождение помогает? Нет. Только болтать помогает. Магия фашистов, да, ебой.
Yes?
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles. Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
Нет, я только это узнал. Только что.
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could...
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth.
Окей, погнали. Блин. Блять. Да, отлично.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Да, но я могу сделать то, что я хочу.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Но я не кастомер.
We're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held...
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Я полицейский, мне это не нужно.
It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
Да ну и нах.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets. You're shut.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Да? От сохранения, блядь. Падла меня напугала.
I wasn't kidding when I said we're parapsychologically done. You clearly don't care about the consequences. What gives you... Don't expect my help from now on. The back door is locked and I threw away the key. I won't trifle with such forces. Do look at the books, though. The books compel you. You may be able to make up for this by buying...
Мне как-то и не нужно с тобой разговаривать особо. Бля, какой бардак. Картина классная.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little, only echo. No one is there.
Но у меня сработает оно. Ладно, этого стоило ожидать.
Shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Are you alright?
What is going on there? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits, or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still volumetry ship compressor.
Бля, это типа лента. Я только это увидел, только понял. Фотолента.
495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to be the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It
Так, и чё, я могу теперь пойти...
You've hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess around back there. What are you even trying to accomplish, you fool? You're only making things worse. Stop it. Be compelled to look at the books. Go.
Хватит плеться своим compelled. Бля, у меня же инструменты есть. Почему не вскрыть? Может, реально оно все-таки где-то там? Конечно, не буду, в лазарет позвоню.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you. Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me. Who, you are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do. What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body? You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime. And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactosin.
It's not fucking cryoactylate.
Actylate.
Super glue, Doc.
Серьезно.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Это круто. Это я запомнил.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised. What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Каким образом вообще инфаркт можно пережить? Типа... Сердце вдруг внезапно заводится само? Или чё? Это же вообще жестко.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that.
Anything else I can help you with? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Сгоняю, может быть, в гостиницу еще раз. Бля, фотолента классно перемещается. Мне нравится. Взаимодействие только так. Давай снимать еще.
There he still is, looking right through you.
Собрался,
with his white eye. Again, the corpse laughs at you, pus dripping from its mouth. Every time it happens, it gets worse and worse. There's nothing more to flow.
Сколько можно,
All that's left is crying and convulsing dryly at the same time.
I'm at a loss as well. I could swear your shit was together, detective.
Как же хорошо, что я оставил английский. Я не представляю, как можно было перевести такой рофл, как you got your shit together.
Sometimes even that is not enough. Life is unfair.
Officer, you just need to be stronger. Learn to keep it in long enough for us to work.
You can open this white check again by going to your character sheet and spending a skill point to upgrade your endurance. Gain new skill points by exploring and completing side tasks.
Relax. It's okay if you don't make it today. The bloated corpse isn't going anywhere.
Что вкачать надо? Электрохимия, стойкость? Ну, мне сказали endurance прокачать как-то. Чем?
There he still is, looking.
Стойкость, да. Но меня на опыт еще не хватает чуть-чуть. Так, Space Cadet. А пинбол он называется, я вспомнил.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full flame, clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it. It comes free with a six-pack of vermilion Roy d'Or. The words Roy d'Or are stamped into the crown's plastic.
Нуруадор — это золотой король.
The contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel of progress that doomed the man with the unimpressive beard.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
Предвестник краха.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Так, ага, вопрос сейчас все будет.
His face expresses profound asking about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
She went away because none of your business.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away.
Я знаю, что кофом здесь все можно, поэтому...
Thank you.
Дело раскрыто. Блин. Надо было себя отыгрывать.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Ну, надо спокойнее отвечать.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
As you blow this joint, behind you, a whiny voice shouts.
Real mature, man.
Сука, нахер снова я буду себя отыгрывать. Тут очень много возможностей для лузов.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the building from...
Не, ну я так бы не стал делать, это жестко.
Looks like a Sao descendant. A lot of Sao dock workers around.
Wait, what? I was just sleeping. What do you want, officer? Thank God, no.
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers it.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No. Oh, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal. That's the name of my employer.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? Good. Then you understand the gist of it. For one, I can get some goddamn shit. Yeah, what about it? You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a mat. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern? I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead. You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod. So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even Sleepyhair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective. The dock worker doesn't.
Так, ладно. Я могу вот так вот делать, кстати, я понял. Стойкость нужна. Это то, что мне сказали. Погнали.
There he still is, looking right through
Ну
with
давай.
his white eyes. Ha ha ha. Again, the corpse laughs at you. Pus drip
Да
every
ты
time. It
рофлишь.
gets worse and worse. There's nothing more to throw up now. All that's left is crying and convulsing dryly at the same time.
106, 102. То есть не 6, а 12.
The lieutenant is clearly at a loss.
Officer, you just need to be stronger. Look.
You can open this white check again by go.
Relax. It's okay if you don't make it today. The bloated corpse isn't going anywhere.
Еще раз на стойкость, чувак. Ладно. Пойдем в гостиницу, может мы найдем где-нибудь... Может мы где-нибудь найдем бейджик.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. Nothing happens after you ring the door. An old call box with a an off-key melody starts playing after you.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say?
Иди нахер, Скай, Акуно. Мне насрать, это... Это Кирина.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line you hear the same waiting room music. But you ring. What an ominous... All you hear is you ring the door. Looks like some... You wait. You hear static.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand.
Да я за хлебом ходил, очередь была.
I thought you didn't care. Ever since I came to work here, it's been as if my mind's been wiped.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds...
It's so nice. It's so nice to be...
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on another seagull.
It must have been some kind of faulty wiring. We should maybe stop playing with this doorbell. It looks ancient.
Бля.
Press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12
Низкие
names
шансы.
on the call box read.
Да давай попробуем.
No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do. Silence. Nothing happened. Silence. Silence. No, this button.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Интересинг. Погнали к себе. Может, я просрал где-то...
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Ну, я 3 часа где-то, 4.
An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that?
Ну да,
Get a
скиллыщи.
goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Нет.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. Get your drink on and your act together.
Да не надо. Хорош. Я же ном чел. Блин, тут делать нечего, я так понимаю.
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. This door can open. Still the lieutenant.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want... There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did. 3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about it. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify. Okay then. Was there any... Good.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the...
Как это сделать? Чем? Болторезом?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Блин.
Your face. The chain cutters slip out of
Да
your
ну
hands,
нормально.
to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Ну, энциклопедию опять надо, да уж.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat. He nods.
And by that you mean crimes against humanity? I have no idea what that means.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
The window stands broken in the morning light.
Нет тут ничего. Я так понимаю, может быть, эта херня... Бейджик где-то тут может быть, но... Нет. Может, тут ничего нет. Может, кто-то вечером придет. Да не хочу я пить. Хорош. О, кстати, я же фонарик могу взять. Мог бы взять. Ля, как круто. Классно. У меня осталось еще до хера очков. 55 надо как-то набрать. Пойдем, мы еще не везде были. Да что, плюй камень. Рене, ну? Вы че, угораете? А Гастон Морено, ты тоже гонщик? Но Рене Арнут это точно чувак, который за Рено гонял. Не сказать, что он великий какой-то, но... Середнячок, как Серхио Перес, можно сказать. Гастон ще... Не, по Гастон Мартен только Диско Элизиум. А РНР, ну, это гонщик, ё-моё. Все правильно я вспомнил. Сука. Это забавно. Но зачем? Почему? Ну хотя, может быть, все-таки... Все-таки, может быть... Manly man, the helicopter.
Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Manly man. Нет, это Гастон Мартен. Ни хера не написано. Не знаю, может быть, Гастон Мартен тоже это какая-то отсылка, но я хз. Но РНР, ну, это точно. Но хотя они не в гонке сидят, играют. Ладно, все ясно.
No, you've got this. There's the ball.
Ну, давай. Show them that I am the man. Что-то как-то херово кинул.
Wrong like...
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw. What are you talking about? You just executed a...
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass? Probably because those rooster pants are squeezing you senseless. Whatever happened to practical?
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. In Martinez, the union is the law. Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary...
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. I know the kind. Gaston here is the same. A weather vane. Never stood up for anything in his life either.
Oh, René. If you only knew...
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Mm-hmm.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your... Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Troops should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
This place is a damn beachhead, son. They didn't do it because they didn't like it. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other two, this here is Blood Ground, where coalition boats first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And the rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Вообще не понимают, как работают деньги.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned to Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past.
Ладно.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabiniers in service of Frisel the First, Guillaume Le Lion, and the...
Don't you mean Frisel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule.
There's something he missed. You will get to it. Don't you?
Ладно. Опыт забрали, и ладно. На большой город. То есть локация, не сам город. Город сам маленький, я так понимаю.
Whoa. What have we here? A bridge with loose nails and rotten-fisted wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one.
True. They never cleaned up the war damage. The rest of Revachol looks better, though. The bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time, after all. It's nothing to worry about. Shall we?
Ще насрать. Да? Ладно.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top
Для
of a
МакГонагал.
sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
He's trying to signal something. He wants you to play up your condition.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
The octopus that straddles Revachol, the Emergencies Act, is the cornerstone of post-war Revachol, inseparable from the world it created.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Да я
But
понял.
I am derailing us. You
Чел.
wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
No way. She's more. She can make decisions.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
Нихера
Yes, in
себе.
the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Fuck off, midget.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Понимаете, что это значит?
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines Group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
An opening gambit, surely.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out. No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on the strike.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for
Mhm.
work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
She's being sarcastic. Don't take her performance literally.
Серьезно?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Банда
Thank you
социалистов.
for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf,
Just
I'm
выбрали.
glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union.
Oh.
She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll...
Of course. How else can I help?
Вы на яхте?
Why, yes I am. Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas a la Mer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass the fourth largest island in the world.
Okay, if you want to get technical, the point is we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Но это не моя, чел. Это вот этого Кима.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and
Ага.
it's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Да.
Before you do, it would be pertinent to ask other questions. Gather more info on this boat of hers.
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing, though these days I mainly use it for business. My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Чел, ты не понимаешь.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Да как угодно.
What does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A, this old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Да ёпта.
She takes a sip.
Okay.
Окей.
Of course.
Nothing happens for quite a while. It doesn't.
My, it's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and the...
Except he isn't.
Of course. Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what is happening here.
Нет.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
Your marbles on glass, dear. Don't worry.
В жопу я пошел.
Hey. Psst. Psst. Hey, you, yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Чего нет?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners.
Да я не против богатых, ты чё? Просто я не люблю вот эту показушность.
Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Да нет, я ничего такого не говорил.
Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of socialism. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do you get right down to it?
Нет.
Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has no objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone knows this. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one? There's no one. Okay then, lie down and let the water carry you.
Коммунизм, блин. Решение где-то посередине, на самом деле, если серьезно так говорить. То есть ни капитализм, ни коммунизм не хорош, но при этом у обоих есть что-то такое. Ладно, на самом деле я на этом закончу. Потому что уже становится поздно, и как бы я теряю хватку немного. А тут изучать много всего надо. Я, пожалуй, пойду куда-нибудь. Да, где-нибудь здесь сохранюсь, да? Все. Мы на этом закончим. Все, всем спасибо, кто пришел на стрим, кто был, кто смотрел, кому было интересно, кто в записи смотрит, тоже спасибо. Пишите комментарии, если вы в записи, кстати, смотрите, потому что я выкладываю на YouTube записи стримов. Все. Мне, кстати, очень понравилось. Мне нравится пока что. И ну, я буду стримить ее дальше. Нет. Правда, но я вообще unlock человек. Мне не везет очень сильно, хотя мне один раз с 12 повезло, или дважды. Ну, короче, мне 2 раза не повезло с рвотой в мейн-квесте, я так понимаю, и что-то это не очень хорошо. Да и сейчас мне не повезло, когда надо было повезти. Ладно, неважно. Все, с этим разберемся. До скорого.